Good evening, and welcome to our YouTube channel, Into the Darkness, where me and my friends play the Call of Cthulhu RPG. I'm your temporary host, Patrick Mishak. Sadly, our current host, Tom Rayleigh, is not able to host properly today due to some technical difficulties, so we apologize for that. However, tonight we have a new scenario, The Dig, run by our own Corey Haystad as our GM. Now, before we begin, why don't we go ahead and introduce our characters. My character is Kit Baxter. She is a very young 19-year-old woman, very beautiful, very pretty. She's in a newspaper club and is trying to get a liberal arts major. She's a former cheerleader, but sadly has left that behind. So let's go down the list, and Wayne, why don't you introduce your character next?
All right, my character is Edward Thompson. He was born in Innsmouth, currently living in Arkham, and he is an archaeology and anthropology student. He's on his dig because he's really interested in making a big name for himself in his academic circles.
All right. Sadly, Tom's mic isn't working so well, so his character is Peter Gilman, another transfer student from Innsmouth, with some fishy features as well, and who has a bit of unluck with the ladies, so sad for him, but he sadly will be in spirit on this adventure, very quietly sitting around. Richard, why don't you go next?
Okay, I am the Professor of Antiquities. I am Dr. Samuel Parham. He will look kind of familiar for those that have been watching Mr. Corbett as I died valiantly trying to save everybody. Basically, I will let my character speak for itself as I come out with Mr. Parham with my students.
Oh boy, we shall see how that goes. All right, moving down the line, we got Jeff. You're up. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey guys, I'll be playing
Parham with my students.
Oh boy, we shall see how that goes.
We gotta.
All right, moving down the line, we got Jeff. You're up. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, let's try that again.
Sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
So I'm Jeff. I'll be playing the part of Alfonso Gianni. I'm actually not an archaeologist. I'm a graphics student. My goal is to tag along on one of these expeditions and hopefully get some practice with doing field drawing, maybe draw some artifacts, document things, that sort of thing.
Very nice. And I think that's about everyone for tonight. And then, of course, there's Corey, our GM, who will be running this scenario.
Okay. Let me get started here. It is the final day of school at the Miskatonic University in the year 1923. You're all finishing up your classes in archaeology when Mr. Dr. Karras speaks up and says, "Well, it's your last day here, but I want to say this. I have some news, but I want to make sure that you guys are serious about archaeology. Tomorrow morning, about 11 in the morning, I'm going to have a big meeting in this classroom. I know it's short notice, but it's about a dig. That's all I can say right now, but if you want to spend your summer on a dig site, come here around 11 in the morning, and I'll fill you guys in." The next morning, everybody goes to the classroom, and he sees the familiar face of Dr. Karras. But you also see one of your classmates and also a fellow archaeology major, Stephen Campbell, and his father, Morris Campbell. And also you see Dr. Joseph Burlington from anthropology, and also Amanda Nelson from the botany department. And you also see Richard's character, he's also up there.
Dr. Parham.
Okay. And there is about 20 of you guys in this classroom, and you're idly chit-chatting.
Idle, chit-chat.
Yes. Yes. Oh my, it's so early.
Sorry, Corey, was that Stephen and Joseph Campbell?
Yeah, no, sorry, Stephen and Morris Campbell.
Morris.
Yes. I think it's safe to assume that we're all kind of near each other as a group, so
Yes,
or at least
yeah.
or at least the students are. I mean, Richard's character's up there.
Yeah, it's me against them. Damn it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I walk in and I happen to see Gills over there in the corner, and I kind of roll my eyes and I'm like, ah, here we go.
Oh my goodness. The eye rolling begins.
It's
Like
like,
every time I get a chance to go ahead and make a name for myself, this guy has to show up. This fella.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of sneers at you a little bit when you look at him. When Tom's character looks at me, I kind of give him like this little happy smile, like, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?"
Yes.
You go to the other side of the room.
Yeah. As Kitty, Kitty's probably stretching out a little bit. I was like, oh God, it's too early for this.
Well,
Oh shit.
I look at Kitty and I start like looking at her nice curvaceous body and start imagining things over in the corner.
Wayne, slow down with your description. Just slow down with your description. Go over it again. One more time, please.
Yes, our viewers have to know, damn it.
So this goes on for about 5 minutes, and then Mr. Karras says, "Quiet, everybody. I think we're ready to start." He says, he introduces himself and says, "Welcome on this short notice. I want to introduce the dig team. I'm Adam Karras, from archaeology, as you probably know about that. And then this is also Dr. Amanda Nelson, Mr. Joseph Burlington, and also Richard's character, too.
Dr. Samuel Parham.
Parham.
Yes.
But you're also wondering why there's 2 more people here. I'll tell you right now. This is Stephen Campbell. Of course, you know him. And his father. But here's the reason why. Mr. Stephen Campbell was hiking in his backwoods of the family farm in Dunlow, and he happened to go on these old stones. Yeah, he wanted to know what these stones were, so he brought them to me. He thought there were some kind of Indian markings, but he brought them to me, and I looked at them. I knew exactly what they are. They were from an ancient language called Tasio. They're from the fabled land of Hyperboria.
Hyperboria?
Hyperboria.
Hyperboria.
And yes.
Conan speaks.
Isn't that from that pulp writer? What's his face? Sebastian
Rob-
something or another.
No, Robert Howard. My friend Sissy's boyfriend, Sebastian, is a big fan of him. He's always lent her them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that guy would love his work. I just find it trite.
Okay, he says, we are going to, in 2 days, there's enough information. I think there's a lot more information there. So in 2 days, we're actually going to go out to Mr. Morris Campbell's farm and see what else is going on, because this language was dead for thousands of years, and mysteriously it popped up a few months ago.
Can I ask a question? Do you really
go
think
ahead.
that have you, I guess, carbon dated it? I don't know if carbon dating was a thing back then, but did you find its authenticity, or could it just be a couple of kids having fun?
Damn those kids.
I did
the
tests,
artifacts
and they are authentic.
I see.
Will we be getting extra credit for this?
Yes, you will be getting. I will leave the questions till the end, but for sure we'll get some extra credit for you, Miss Kit Baxter.
Thank you.
I'd rather have my tuition paid.
If we find something big, then yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later.
All right.
So
Count me in, then.
I'm going to enough for me talking. I am going to let the other professors talk about why they are coming out on this dig. So Mr. Joseph Burlington steps up, and he seems kind of rough. He says, "Well, I'm the head of anthropology here, and my goal is with a dig is that I want to explore how the ancient hyperboreans lived in primitive America. Also, I want to study a small group of reclusive Native Americans called the Wamak tribe." He's very quick, and he just sits down and says, then he sits down. Then Mr. Amanda Nelson stands up and says, "Well, I want to study some of the local foliage around where the dig, about where Mr. Stephen Campbell found his information, found the stones. And if we find something big, why not we advance the botany department at the same time?" Then, if Richard's character would like to stand up and say a few words.
First, roll a dexterity roll to see if he falls off the stage.
I look forward to working with each and every one of you very closely. I plan to share all briefs and anything else of value, but I'm here purely as a man of science. That is all.
Okay.
Oh, thank God that was short.
So we
All
are.
these people are ready.
So we are going to be going to Mr. Campbell's farm in the next 2-3 days. If you want to join the dig, sign up, and we will get everybody together, and we will have all the vehicles ready for you guys to make it down to the site.
Yeah.
Will the equipment be provided for us? Do we have to bring our own tools?
Right. Do we need to? Can we bring any objects or anything with us? I mean, clothing or something. I mean, how long is this dig gonna be?
The dig is gonna be about a month.
Okay. So bring my odds and ends. All right.
All right.
Just give me 1 second here.
What's our reservation on packing?
Okay.
One bag.
Exactly. 1 bag. Because we don't have that much room in our vehicles. But
Well, I have a vehicle of my own.
you will be supplied everything that you need, but if you want to bring anything special, better bring it along.
All right.
All right.
If that's what you want, please go up and there is going to be a piece of paper handing around. So if you guys want to sign the paper, and we'll be ready to go in the next few days.
All right. I signed it.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of imagine we're all kind of gathering around the paper with the line. Like, how many people are signing up for this thing?
There are 6 other archaeology students. There's going to be 12. There's going to be 5 more. So there's going to be 11 archaeology students, including yourself. There's also going to be 6. There's going to be 6 anthropology students and 6 botany students.
All right. So, like 20 people.
Yes.
All right. So, wow. A dig site finding more ancient stones. I'm sure the paper would like that.
Yeah. So if he says that's all for now, if you meet back in the next 2 days at the outside of this department, and we'll be ready for you guys to head off to Dunlow.
All right.
All right. Well, well, ain't this gonna be a fun field trip?
How far away would Dunlow be about, just roughly? Is this like a day's drive, or is this like cross country, or?
No, it's it's just not that far. I'm just trying to find it on here. I should have had that. So it'll be about a couple hours.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so really close.
Yes.
Yeah. So roughly, do we know each other? Like all of us, like as a group, know each other that well, or are we just kind of faintly acquaintances?
You're faintly acquaintance.
Okay.
Darling, I don't know you.
Of course, some of you guys took the same classes. You guys know, you sort of know each other, but you're just basically classmates.
All right.
I think I would have never seen a doll like you. So, yeah, why don't we get to know each other a little bit better? Let's say we head down to the library and do a little research.
Really? That's how you're gonna hit on me?
I'm just talking about research, honey.
I'm sure you are.
Well, I mean, you can come along, you can stay. I want to do a bit of research.
I gotta get some scoops for the paper. Maybe if you drop the macho stick, maybe we can see about that research.
Okay.
Would you like a chaperone, Kit? I do want to tag along.
Before like everybody leaves, there's one more thing that Dr. Karras says. He says, make sure that, Dunlow has been, I don't know if you guys know about Dunlow or anything like that. He walks up to you guys and says, and he thinks, I know what you're thinking. And no, I personally have not seen the Dunlow creature before. To me, it's just a myth, and it's just what they tell their kids at night. But make sure if you do see it, make sure that you don't. Make sure you. Then he walks away.
What is he talking about?
Some kind of Bigfoot around the area, I think. I don't know. What the hell is a Dunhall monster?
It's a Dunwall creature.
Dunwall creature.
Sounds like a bunch of kid stories. Nothing to worry about here.
I mean, probably some bear.
I guess I'll see you guys in a few days. I'm heading to the library, though.
Sure thing. I don't know. Do you guys know what we should bring for this dig? Anything?
What they are going to be giving you is they'll be supplying large stores of canned food, cooking and washing supplies, lanterns, kerosene, 2 empty large wine barrels, a 12-foot ladder, 3 folding tables, a folding canvas.
I want my own room.
Yeah.
You will be getting your own room.
Good.
Mr. Samuel Parham.
There better be segregated tents here.
There will also be segregated tents.
Good. No, no women and men getting hunky dory on this camp out. No, I was role playing more personal, because I'm just kind of chit chatting, with the groups. I'm like, I don't know. Anything you guys gonna bring along on this trip?
Camping equipment.
Well, I mean, thanks, Doctor Ram. I kind of understand. I thought that, but I'm talking more personal, and such.
Well, those things you just make sure that it all contains in one bag, one easy carry-on bag.
Right. For a month. I don't know. One bag? I mean, at least
You know,
two bags.
back in my days in the Army, we only had half that size. And we marched up in the snow both ways. Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
If you were regular soldiers, you'd be more fit for this. But if you're not, you can just stay at home, Missy.
Women weren't allowed to serve. Weren't allowed to serve in the Army, Mr. Doctor. So I'm
yes,
afraid
as nurses, but not on the front line.
So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't apply to me.
I love it. I love it. Put it in his place. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get out the old camping gear, double check it, get my vehicle ready the next couple of days, and I will confer probably with the other professors on what to expect. And when the students are not within sight, because I don't want to scare students, but I'm going to ask what this crap is about the Dunlow creature and what's this? Is this a rival to Miskatonic University? Or are we gonna have the site contaminated by a bunch of lowbrow knuckle dragging football teams to take and shake our tents at night?
No. Mr. Adam Karras says, no. Apparently, there's been rumors of this big mystical hairy beast that's been wandering around.
I'm sorry, sir. I think you said I heard you say mystical.
I don't believe in this stuff. This is what people said.
Ah.
Well.
Mystical. You sound like them students.
Well, I don't believe it, but this has been going around since like forever. So.
Wait, forever? You mean this rumor?
Yeah.
Since
the 1850s.
Well, that's kind of strange. That's not so long ago.
I know.
Over 100 years. Or almost.
Yeah.
I mean, this is our year of our Lord 1921.
Yes, it's actually 1923. So.
Oh, Peter volunteers to go and be the red shirt like in Star Trek. I think that's what he was saying. If you have any protests, Peter, please speak up.
Yes. Yeah. So actually, I would like to do like some research on this monster thing. Can I do like a library roll to see if there's any articles about it?
Oh, so you are coming to the library.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Other side of the library, through the back door.
Now I'm looking in.
Okay, so make a library roll, please.
Sure. Library use is 75. I got 11.
Okay.
So, was that a high 11 or a low 11?
Give me a second here.
I'm just happy to roll a 69.
Okay. What you find is in a literacy editor in the Arkham Advertiser dated about 2 years ago. Dunlow creature is utter nonsense. Those of you with astute memories may recall that a small village to us, Dunlow, had been a brief moment of fame or infamy. Some weeks ago, when an article appeared in this very paper relating a story of a hairy ape man who has become known as the Dunlow creature. Now, mystical creatures as these, Bigfoot or Big Feet, have been reported for years from the western portion of our great nation. And while such tall tales have been expected from Westerners, the fact that there are some good New Englanders telling the same kind of tripe fills me with contempt. Being a professor of anthropology at Miskatonic University, one may understand how enraged I was when one of my students actually had the gall last month to stand up in my classroom and ask me about this Dunlow creature. I quickly informed this misguided youth that I did not teach such poppycock, but only facts, and the fact of the matter is that there is no Bigfoot living just 30 miles from my very doorstep. If such a fanciful beast did exist, I would most certainly have learned about it sometime during my 25-year career as an anthropologist. To prove this matter, I actually took a month's leave of absence from my beloved university to spend in the dreary little town of Dunlow looking for signs of the creature. Well, now that I've learned, I can report to you the findings of my quest for the elusive beast. I can now say without doubt that there are no such creature. After spending weeks in the countryside, I have come to the conclusion that reported sightings of this Bigfoot were either one of the two things. First and foremost, that they were simply the tall tales of the undereducated people who scared themselves silly by imagining that they saw something which in fact they did not. Secondly, there has been a few of the locals that for some reason only to themselves have fake reports of the creature. So there you have it. The Dunlow creature is the result of delusions and hoaxes. Now let us all hope that these embarrassing tales have come to an end for the sake of the sound-minded New Englanders everywhere. Joseph Burlington.
Wow, this guy is really defensive. Like, really defensive. Jesus.
Or he could just be telling the truth. He went there, camped out, and investigated and didn't find anything. I mean, a lot of times you see stuff like that. So.
No, I mean, I'm not saying.
And I'm saying that as I'm leaning over your shoulder, reading what you've been reading.
You know, I roll my eyes. I'm like, and I kind of close the book and kind of part ways. I'm like, maybe he's right. Maybe there is nothing there, but he's acting really defensive over something so silly as a myth. I mean, yes, it's a myth. He tried to debunk it. Maybe he debunked it permanently, but he's acting really. He's writing this like it's been his bane of his existence for the last 10 years or something.
Have you tried looking for any other writings from him? Perhaps he may have the same sort of sound as he's writing. If not, then yeah, maybe he is being defensive. But if his other writing hasn't seemed like that, then
are you in the library there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Why don't you make a library roll too?
Corey, I would like to go to the library because I will after our conversation.
Nope, didn't make it.
That he talks about, and I'm going to probably end up doing the same type of research. So anytime you want to fit me in.
Okay. Hey, Doctor. Dr. Parham, what are you doing here?
Oh, I'm just doing some quick research on the area. What are you two doing here?
We're also doing some research on the area.
I wanted to get
the Hyborian High Priestess?
Yes.
Well, I wanted to see more about the myths of Hyperboria and what type of writing, things like that.
Yeah.
Get a little bit more familiar with.
What kind of poppycock did you come across?
Just an article about that creature thingy.
Can I see that? Please.
Sure. Yeah, here. I kind of handed the article. I'm like, it looks like I was right about the Bigfoot thing. I mean, but the guy sounds really defensive of, like it was the bane of his existence for, like, God knows how long.
No. This is clearly a good man of science, and he debunked it. Now, this is a good lesson for you young students now. Yes. Just remember, a myth is a myth. That's all that it is. Science will light the way.
Jeff, that's an awesome drawing.
Well, if you, Mr. Samuel, if you want to, why don't you do some research, do the library roll too?
Okay, here we
then
go.
Then after I will get to you, Jeff, and...
All right.
Uh-huh. If it'd be all right, can I do any research on this hyperboria?
Can you see my library roll?
Yeah.
45.
It should be 45. I've made my library roll. Do I find anything new, perhaps?
Yes, you do. You actually see, what happened was Kit Baxter looked at the earlier stuff, and you actually looked in an older edition of the months back, and you actually find this there, Samuel. You find the scatter reports of the creature in newspapers, in the Arkham Zone Advertiser, and even one story in the Boston Globe. Most of these stories are decades old and come from secluded, often unnamed individuals. Yeah. It's quite clear that the reports never believe stories, and more often than not, the small articles are slanted to portray the witnesses as uneducated, crackpot, backwoods people. You do glean the following information from the newspapers. The Dunlow creature, believed to be a Bigfoot, a huge, hairy, near-human beast with large feet, is more commonly reported in the Pacific Northwest. American natives have many old tales about this creature, whom they call Sasquatch. It wasn't until late 1700s that the first white people reported seeing such creatures. The most famous early Bigfoot encounter happened in 1884, when a group of men captured such a creature near Fraser River, just outside Yale, British Columbia. The beast is also dubbed Jacko, and reported going to be sold in the famous Barnum and Bailey Circus. Wow. But Jacko disappeared before that happened, and his ultimate fate was a mystery. The first sightings of the Dunlow creature happened to be in 1813, when an elderly widow claimed that she was being terrorized by a hairy demon from hell. The first report to give an accurate description of the creature appeared in 1847, when a local hunter claimed to have seen a large hairy man standing almost 7 feet tall near the bank of the Wannaquate River. Surprisingly, the hunter claimed that the creature wasn't fierce or savage towards him. When the beast saw the hunter, it calmly walked off into the woods. Since 1847, there has only been a handful of small articles on the Dunlow creature, most only glimpses of the beast, which somehow tell how the Bigfoot attacked him.
Well, I'm going to relay and just prove to these young kids that basically all that it is uneducated people. They are not no men or women of science. They don't believe in the education system. They're knuckle draggers, yada yada. Just stuff like that. So don't worry your pretty little heads. Don't worry about it. You're just wasting time. This is all poppycock.
Well, sure, why not? Maybe it was just a bear. I mean, I'm not saying it's real.
Absolutely. But bears do not speak, and they don't merely just walk off usually. You look over here on this page, right here. Mm-hmm. The fisher or the hunter man said it clearly walked off.
Yeah.
Do bears do that? No.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they run.
They
run. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they run. So no need to fear. They are scared of humans. Yes.
Well, you guys are talking about that. Alfonso Gani, what are you going to do while they're researching in the library?
Yeah, you can call me Al. I'm actually going to be wandering around town trying to find a large gorilla ape suit that would fit my backpack.
I love it.
And just the usual camping stuff, flashlight, supplies, matches, sketchbooks, obviously, extra pens and pencils.
Okay.
Some sort of measuring
semi-automatic Tommy gun. Grenades.
If you want to do that, give me a second here. You will need to do a credit roll the credit rating roll in order for you to see if you can pick up some of the 8-man suit.
Oh boy, this isn't going to be good. 15 is my target.
Come on, baby.
Nope, 22.
Damn it. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Well,
Somebody's got a sense of humor.
Sorry. We currently don't have that right now, but if you want to wait a few days, we can order that stuff in.
What about just a big black fluffy wig?
I'm pretty sure that just give us a day and we'll get that for you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
But you find the other stuff pretty well. You find all the stuff good.
Yeah, so I was actually saying, Corey, can I do like a roll on this Hyperboria stuff? Like, what exactly, like, they said we're looking for this ancient city of Hyperboria and, these ruins. Like, anything I can learn more about that, what they're talking about?
Yeah, go ahead.
That was the reason why I actually came to the library. So
Yeah.
I'll do a roll as well.
All right.
I do love that.
I pass it. 16.
I don't.
Okay.
Jesus,
well-
if you stop looking at me, maybe you'll find something.
I think you're still in my luck, baby.
From what you find out, hyperbole is just it doesn't really. It just you found out that they were from the fourth. They're usually in the 4th century BC. There's nothing really that much stuff on the Hyperboreans, so.
Really? Nothing? And then how can they claim that, they found something?
It's not written in the manual, damn it.
It's just basically myth, and it's like it came from the Celtic neighbors.
Okay. Any mention of Crom? Or a god
By
of something?
Crom. By
Yes.
Crom, I will smite you.
Yes, by this axe I roll.
Mainly Greek and kind of and Celts and Roman stuff. So.
All right. All right.
Well, with Miss Kit doing these things, I gotta commend her on looking these things up because it shows that she has a scientific mind. A scientific mind to do this. And I too will probably look up these things because I want to know what I'm dealing with and what to look for. Because what I think is a weird cartoon drawing might end up to be by Crom, a statue of Crom.
Yeah. Any famous figures from this Hyperborea? Any kind of kings? Destined to wear crowns on troubled brows,
Somebody named like Conan or something.
Possible barbarian, perhaps, or conqueror.
with this necklace that has many points on it that looks like the symbol of chaos, perhaps, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
There's mainly about the Greeks. Antimachus of Colophon.
Sector of Set with snakes.
Tophamon.
Yeah. Apollonius of Rhodes. Those basic Greek figures are kind of Hyperboreans.
All right. Well, looks like we're just gonna have to deal with lack of info then.
Well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some notes about the Greeks and see what was either through a conquered country or species, perhaps, of this mystical type people of Hyborian, and see if there's any correlation, and probably to do some rough sketches I wish there was a student here that could sketch for me.
I can kind of sketch, I guess.
Young lady, would you mind sketching just a few of these things? Look, over here, this here, and I noticed there's similarities with hyperboria right here, and I think what they did was they took the truth here, because it is, of course, of science.
Okay. I'm gonna roll to see if I can, draw it well enough. And I got an 02, so fuck, I draw it well.
Here.
Yes.
I throw my pencils down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
I just kind of
you
go,
do.
as you can see here, the shading really brings out the eyes.
Drop that mic, drop that pen, baby.
Yeah, I kind of look at them like, well, apparently I've managed to draw something better than my doodles. Anyways.
So basically, we've got maybe hopefully a little sketchbook of things that are Greek, things that look like that would possibly, something that we can reflect upon, hopefully, Corey. I don't know if you'll give us that, things that we can draw upon.
Yeah.
Something looks similar,
Maybe. I don't know what else we can really look up at now.
It's extra credit, damn it.
Yeah, right? I guess I can use this stuff for my article for the newspaper. Maybe they'll they'll really like the infograph of it.
Which sign do you write for, young lady?
The Arkham Gazette, our school newspaper.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I'm glad that you've got a fine job with writing. That is a good field. A very good field. Not as good as medicine, but yes, it is a good field to go into.
Yeah, well, I do what I like, Professor. Medicine I feel is not not for me.
How do you feel about linguistics? Like, what was that language that the other professor was talking? Tasso or something like that? Maybe we perchance can look up something like that.
Maybe. I haven't spoken any other languages, but I don't know. Maybe we can find something.
Oh, yeah. You've noticed there's...
Tasso for Dummies.
It is, by the way, it is called... Yas... Give me a second here. I have it all in my notes. It is, give me a second here. Tassio. That's what the ancient language is called.
Tassio.
Yeah, Tassio. Sounds like a food.
Well, let's see if we can.
does.
Let's see if we can find some sort of writing. Maybe try to decipher it a little bit, just in case we come across it.
Yeah.
Alphabet.
Get a
Yeah.
nice little chart going. Nice idea, Edward.
Here. Very good. Smashing.
Okay, if you guys want to try and find out some ancient languages,
If not, then I'll have to go to the some of the other professors here and confirm with them. People that whether it's a romance language or something.
If you want, if you want to talk to Mr. Karras, I'm pretty sure he can show you what the language looks like.
If he's available.
Okay, I will see if he's available. I'll see. Yeah, he is available.
Okay. Try to get a chance to approach him and ask him about the ancient language, and if he has or if I can get a copy from him, basically an alphabet or something.
And while you're back there, we're going on this Indian land, this Indian reserve land. Let's see what we can find up about the Womack tribe.
Yeah, the natives.
Excellent idea.
Okay, if anybody wants to do a library roll on that.
Miss
Sure.
Ted, would you do us the pleasure?
Of course.
Yeah, she's been on fire all day.
Yep, 19.
Oh, put her up then, damn it.
You trying to say she's hot?
I've been there all day.
You find an excerpt from the original Natives of America by Dr. Ulysses C. Covington, Hampton Publishers, 1886. The Wamak Indians were an old tribe of nomads whose hunting area ranged from Maine in the north to New York in the south, from the Maine in the north to New York in the south. While this large territory overlapped other tribes, the Wamak seldom went to war, largely due to that Wamak's reportedly strong medicine. The long peace was broken last in the late 1700s when an unnamed tribe, described only as cave dwellers, attacked the Wamaks in Maine. The reason behind this confrontation is unknown, but the majority of the Wamaks were slaughtered. Those who survived fled south into Massachusetts, where the 1850 census placed them within the Miskatonic Valley. The approximate numbers of members of this tribe is not known. Today is not known.
That's interesting.
Do we have a location on these guys? Maybe we can stop by. Maybe interview them.
I think we're heading to their piece of land anyway. But
No.
are there any like customs that we can find out about them? What type of people they were? Like their kind of history. If there's anything on that.
Go ahead. Do another library roll. See if you can find something about that.
I think this woman here is just taking all my damn luck.
If you stop looking at me, you'll find something.
Well, tuck your shirt up so that
Oh my god!
Jeez.
Um,
Don't women have decency nowadays? Jeez.
I'll get back there. Let's go back to Al.
Oh, okay.
Alfonso! What would you like to do, Al?
Maybe I could head towards, was it Dr. Karras and meet up with Professor Karras and Professor Samuel Parman?
Yeah.
Okay. At least I can get in on group again.
You head down there, and you go to Dr. Adam Karras's office, and by the time you actually see Mr. Samuel there too.
There was mention of the stones that were found. Did he bring the actual stones to you, or?
Yeah, he has the stones in his office. He's like, I don't have much time. I'm working this day, but if you want to look at the stones, there they are. And he hands them to you. They're about a medium size, and they're quite heavy.
How much are they worth?
Looks like he was getting stoned in his office.
Boo.
And then I'd like to do a quick sketch of. Are there more than one stone, or?
There is 4 stones.
4 stones.
Corey, can I get anything on the census? Because it's 1921. Is that correct, sir?
No, 1923.
1923. The 1850 census stated that they were being tracked. So I want to go 1860 all the way up to the 1900s and see whether or not I can track some of these people out of the Womack tribe, because I'll have names at least and where they were.
And maybe some ancestors as well.
Correct.
Okay.
So that's my angle, and I'd like to use census records every 10 years. So.
Would they do that still? I thought the Native American tribes weren't really that well treated at this time, so they didn't really bother keeping track.
Well, since I'm Native American Cherokee, yes, they do. We
Really?
have 3 different Dawes. We have my great grandmother is on the Dawes Pen.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
I
Now,
didn't
they
know.
weren't trusted. They weren't always trusted, so they don't always were forthwith with coming of
Okay.
information, but it was still tracked.
Okay. I didn't know.
Do a library roll or.
Okay, give me a second. Here we go.
Sorry to interrupt the game. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Just
yes,
barely.
you're not interrupting. Don't worry about it.
Alright. I'm just testing for now.
34. I'm good as golden. 'Cause that's half.
You really can't find that much information,
Okay.
but you've noticed that they've been around the give me a second here.
Sure.
The Wannaquat River. They've been around the Wannaquat River area.
And where's that at? Is that near the dig site?
That is further up in Dunlow.
Okay. Wanacrat.
It's
River. Okay.
it's Winnaquat. So I will
Type that in. Go ahead and type in a fictitious name, like Johnny, without sounding too racial, Johnny Red Cloud or something like that, and that's the family, or at least one of the families that is still being tracked, answering the census that I'm going to go after. I'm going to pick at least 5 different household names and stick with that, and I'm gonna note that too as well, because if I come into that area, I'm looking for the Hollingsworth, I'm looking for the Johnsons, I'm looking for the Georges, etc. I can at least ask for these family names.
okay.
So that's what I'm doing.
The only name that pops up in your census
Mm-hmm.
is White Deers.
Okay.
Hmm.
Dear. Okay. Cool. Okay, I got that. And I guess the rest of the time is spent with the other professor, where everybody else is.
Yeah.
You're at the teacher's lounge where you're all drinking away, rethinking your lives. That's why you're teaching college students.
Yeah, so stab little bastards. Oh wait, they're coming back. Oh, I'm tenured. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So the day you're just doing some. Is there anything else you would like to know in the
Wow.
in the library or anything that before I continue on?
Well, one last thing. Do we know of any sort of gifts that this particular tribe might consider to receive? Like when we get there, if we were to give them some sort of gift in order to have their cooperation in helping us out.
Money.
Not to sound racist, but booze.
Money.
Money
Well,
talks.
Money
I
talks.
think everybody nowadays would like to have booze, but
Yeah.
that's gonna be hard to come by.
Hey, did we get the language down from the professor? Can I mark it off?
He just all we know right now is those are what we see in
Okay.
those
Stones.
stones.
All right.
All right. Well, I don't know if there's anything else we can really research now.
Hey,
No.
how about we, now that we're done
You-
researching, why don't we go out for a little bite to eat and something to drink? How'd you like that?
Yes.
My suit.
I gotta go pack, you know.
Ah, you can pack later. Come on.
Another time, Ed.
All right, well, you're lost. He fills up his pipe and he starts smoking it on his way out.
Yeah, you know. Maybe if you drop the pipe in the gangster act, maybe then.
Okay, so are we okay right here? So I'm gonna continue on here.
Yes, please.
Okay, so it is the next the day of your guys are going to go out up on to Dunlow. Basically, there are 4 big vehicles, big trucks that the university gladly donated to this dig.
Are they insurance?
They are insured. You notice that there is a lot of stuff that are in these trucks.
Well,
Ghostbusters type stuff.
you know, proton packs.
Like shovels and just all the stuff you need for a really good archaeological dig.
Well, I'll
But
bring in my doctor's bag.
there's enough room that surprisingly all you guys actually end up in the same vehicle.
What?
I'm sitting right next to. You know who I'm sitting next to.
Yeah. Oh, great.
I have to sit next to students. I can't sit next to other faculty members.
And because the car is kind of packed and stuff, I'm like, oh.
I feel like it's Thanksgiving and I have to sit at the little boys' table.
Arm and put it kind of around you, like
Yeah.
a bit more comfortable. Isn't it?
Mr. Samuel, do you have any drive auto skills?
Yes, I do.
What is the percentage of that?
20%.
I call shotgun. Doctor, I'm gonna ride with you in front. Is that's okay? Takes
Does anybody else? I can't remember. Does anyone have a higher drive auto than Mr. Samuel?
I have a very nice 20 drive auto.
Okay. Well, I guess you're driving out there, Mr. Dr. Karras is actually going to be in the front because he knows where it is.
Okay.
So if
And I'll be shotgunning.
yes, so you guys it's a good 2-3 hours trip.
Wonderful. Grand tour. Scenery.
Yes,
great outdoors.
All right, so Doctor.
99 bottles of beer in a wall.
Right.
You
I
go
spy.
past. Okay.
Actually, so like as we get out like towards the countryside, like I stop with the whole tough guy gangster type act or whatever, and I start commenting on like the road structures, and like I start nerding out on archaeology and everything like that. It's like a totally different, kind of like a totally different side, like I'm now in my element out in the
your softer side, getting in touch with nature.
Yeah.
well, it's like I'm leaving the city and sort of leaving that behind, and it's that act goes away.
Yeah, you notice now that you hit Dunlow, and you've noticed that it's a really, really small town. There is a general store called Klein's Goods, a small brick building that combines both the town hall and the constable's office. But there are clusters and thinly around the single dirt road that passed through the town, which you guys went through. On the east side of Dunlow, you notice that the land rises to hills, and the whole ranges from heavy wooded area.
East.
You guys notice that you guys go past a couple of bridges and a lot of farms. It's about 6 miles to the Campbell farm, and you guys get there safely.
Yay.
Yay, we didn't die and crash.
Nice driving.
Thank you, students.
Yes. I'm sure you've driven many convoys in your army days, sir.
Oh no. I leave that for the orderlies. My skilled hands must not rest usually upon a wheel. But I do it for the students.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
What a great
Professor.
sacrifice, Professor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If you want, I can drive back.
Oh no. I would not let a young lady such as yourself do that. No.
Well, I mean, I've only crashed a car once.
You noticed when you guys went past one of the bridges, you noticed that it is a slow, nice, easy river. Anyone do a, I guess a knowledge? How does that?
No.
Do a. Give me a second here. Do a natural history. I think is the closest to it, or
Geology?
geology. Yeah, that too.
Alright. Let's see here. What do I got?
No.
I fail.
Nope. And natural history. Nope.
Okay.
04.
Oh, hey, the illustrator gets an 04. Smashing good.
Well, he draws landscape, so he knows.
Well, you've noticed that this, from your history, reading in the history books, that in this local area, you'd notice that it reminds you of the Wanaquat River. And also that there usually is where the Wamak Indians are usually by.
Okay, I'll share that with everybody.
Oh, wow. Really?
Interesting.
That's really close.
We'll have to drive back.
Yeah, where's the campsite? I mean, I think we were supposed to go there first.
Okay.
I think we're about 6 miles out.
You guys hit Campbell. That's where the dig site is. The Campbell Farm is a large and surrounded on all sides by a section of wooded and hilly land owned by the state of Massachusetts. Let's see here. About 200. You see the Campbell. You see the Campbell farmhouse. The dig site is about 200 yards north of the farmhouse, and actually Mr. Karras actually is starting to set up the area. There's about, I would say there's about 20 tents, 20 smaller tents, and there are 4 bigger tents sort of towards the edge north of in the campsite.
Are the 20 tents for us or for the gear, or like which tents are which?
Why don't you ask Mr. Karras then?
All right.
And he should be able to tell you that.
All right, so I go up to hi, Mr. Harris. Me and Doctor sorry, what's your doctor's name, Richard? Yeah, Parham. Me and Professor Farham and the rest of us are here. Yeah. So which are our tents?
Okay, you guys are going to be in. There's going to be 3 per tent for everybody. It is, of course, the sexes are going to be segregated. So no.
Thank you, naturally.
No males and female funny business over here, you know.
No hanky-panky, damn it.
Mr. Samuel Parham, you actually get one of these bigger tents if you want to unpack all your stuff.
Oh, yes.
You could actually head over into your little to your tent.
Sure, absolutely. I get my medical stuff out, you know, my little bag, my examining table, just in case we have any scratches or broken bones, snake bites. I'm gonna die.
Now,
any bathrooms?
Yeah. The trees
you see the woods? There's the bathrooms over there.
And bathing? Are we bathing in the river?
Yeah, the river that we just passed by.
Okay. I've done it when I was the Girl Scout.
You lecherous man, you. You lecherous men.
I will, after tonight, I'll have a map of your campsite all set up there.
Okay.
But there's also a few other tents there. One will be used to store equipment. The other one's going to be stored the food, like the canteen.
Okay.
There's also another one that is going to be used to store all the tools. That's going to be more towards the north. And also there is also a fire pit too that he's sort of marked out hastily on the ground on the dirt.
Oh, we can tell ghost stories.
Nice. Is anyone the cook here, or do we have to cook our own food?
Well, you're a young lady.
Yeah, that's why we brought you, isn't it?
This time, I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
Viewers,
Yeah.
do not send me hate mail.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Hate mail.
Yeah, and don't worry. If it tastes like dirt, that's just a flavor.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna eat Twinkies.
Wow. So you're telling me you're a woman who can't cook?
We'll figure something out. I'm pretty sure that somebody, one of us, or if you could cook their salad, that'd be good. But it'll probably be usually me. It'll probably just be me cooking,
All right.
and also
right.
Burlington. Also, Nelson could also cook too, but we'll.
All right, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out when we get here. It's all new. It's all new to me. So.
All right. So here's one other question. Since we're on a dig, and I don't know what the protocols for these things are usually. I mean, do we have schedules? Is it basically we're just gonna stick with Professor Parham, and just kind of follow his orders on what to dig or where to dig?
No.
I mean,
Yes.
I mean, what are exactly our jobs? Or
okay, the botany group, they're going to be going around looking at different fauna. If you want to join them, that's fine. But usually we'll be moving from farther and farther into the woods and see if we can find something there. Also, there is a good rock pile out there. That's where we'll be starting first, because that's where Mr. Stephen Campbell actually found the rocks that are the glyphs.
Okay. What time of day is it, though?
It's about 3 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon. But today is just a relaxing day, and just to make sure everything else is just so that we're all ready for tomorrow, because it's gonna be a big day tomorrow.
Okay, so we're at second lunch, right?
didn't you eat along on the trip, Doctor?
But just one. But as soon as Mr. Karras stopped there, Morris Campbell and his daughter Susan, they come out and they talk to Mr. Karras and says, it's good that you guys are out here. I don't know why that you guys want to go in here, because nothing really happened. But if you want to, we can show you where everything is, whereabouts around my property, if you guys want to.
Oh, the Grand Nickel Tour. Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. I mean, looks like a very nice country.
If you're going, I'm going. So let's take a look.
Who's all going with Morris Campbell and Susan?
That would be
He's got
me.
2 women to bother.
No, I got the hots for this one.
I know, I see.
Okay, so
I would like to go. Obviously, me and Al want to go.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And the 2 lovebirds are going to accompany us.
Yeah, we're not lovebirds.
Okay.
Not now, but
So they give you the ground tour. You guys walk over to. They show you their house and saying, here is our house. If you guys want to, you guys can use, and of course in shift, you guys can use our bathrooms or our
Alright, thank
our
you.
house, but of course knock when you guys so guys can let you in. Because there is gonna be a few bunch of you guys. Also, they walk over and they're just. He seems kind of happy, but kind of
Sad.
sad.
Does that mean I can make a? Does
yeah.
that mean I can make a psychoanalysis roll?
Yes.
Actually, could I do a psychology roll as well?
Yeah,
I'll
go
let
ahead.
ladies first.
Yeah.
She's got all my luck. So go on.
No, that's a fail.
Well, I got a pass on that one.
So I kind of don't know what's up. So I'm like, is everything all right, sir? I mean, you seem kind of I don't know, sad a little bit, maybe.
Well, I'm still getting over the passing of my wife about 2 years ago.
Oh,
Shame.
yeah.
So it's good that we have a lot more people here, but
It's a bit unsettling, I guess.
yeah, just he's a little unsettled. But
I mean, how? When your wife died 2 years ago? Wow, how'd she die? I'm sorry.
she died of influenza.
Oh,
Hmm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was going around a couple of years ago.
Well, of course, it's 1919. That
Yeah.
everybody knows the Great
1919.
Influenza plague. Yes, everybody
for
heard
some-
about that.
For some reason,
But-
they kind of skipped over Innsmouth, or at least my folks and a few of the other people I know, they weren't bothered by it. Unfortunately, Gilman and his family weren't affected by it either. But don't tell him I said that though.
Yeah, no worries.
Gilman's a good guy. It's just that he's better seen and not heard.
Yeah. Yeah. Where is Gil? Huh. He must be somewhere with the campers. We gotta find him later.
But yeah, he just says that, but he goes up to you. Said, "You're a professor here, right?
Yes.
Do you know what exactly you guys are looking for here? I know I shouldn't say anything, but I just want to know why you guys are going on to my and paying and asking me to give you guys up this land, to use up my land for a couple of months."
Oh, it's just for the matter of science. We want to find.
A giant ancient sword.
No, yeah. We just want to document past societies, tribes that have passed through here, things like that. It's nothing to worry about. It's all just natural.
He seems a lot relieved when you mention that. So
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Is there anything you don't want us to be doing around here? I mean, this is your land, so want to give you proper courtesy and all.
no, I think if I need to tell you guys, I'll let you guys know. But you guys are walking past the woods. Anybody give me a spot hidden roll, please?
All right. Winner. Oh, 2.
88! 88! Damn, I missed it by a mile! 88! Look at that! 88! 88!
You've noticed that you see a figure, a figure, just slowly wandering through the woods. You can't make out the face, but you notice that it is human, and Morris Campbell immediately sees it, and he's, "Okay, get off my property! I see you over there! I told you to stay off my land!"
And
And go on before I get my shotgun and put some shot in your tail!
oh,
And he
jeez.
is just livid when he sees this. When he sees this figure.
I mean, who was that? I mean, gee, I saw him right there. Who was that?
Oh, it's just been a poacher trying to Stock may land for weeks. I've seen him regularly coming almost every second day, and I'm getting fucking pissed at him. I don't know what he wants.
We're in mixed company. You have your daughter and this other young lady.
Sorry about that.
Has
Yes.
this guy come around often and like actually bother you personally? What has he done to you?
Creatures have been missed. Like my farm animals missing.
Wait a sec. Did you say creature?
Sorry, farm animals have been missing. Chickens, small animals.
Do you think it's him?
I see.
It could be a fox or maybe a wolf or something like that. Aren't there like foxes and wolves around this?
I mean, this is the country. I mean, I don't know if he's necessarily responsible. For all we know, he could be a hiker. Also, Corey, since I got a good look, a credit on that. Is there any more if I can remember on how he exactly looked like, or no?
No. All you can actually see is a black figure. You can only see outline, but it looks average size.
Here we go. We're profiling out here.
Anyways.
1923. All we see are black people out in the woods profiling. It's nondescript. I see how you are, GM.
Anyways.
How you are.
Anyways, but I see I saw what spot he came from, right?
Yes.
I see.
How far away was he?
I'm kind of taking note of it. Yeah, I just kind of know where with the spot.
What I'll do, like I said before, is I'll have a map drawn up for you. I will put a X to where you've seen the figure, if that helps.
No, that's all good. You can just point or whatever. But yeah, actually, also I'd like to talk to the daughter. So I'm I'm assuming that Dr. Parham is talking to him, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
So I kind of take her to the side, dads, right?
Yeah.
You okay? I mean, I know when my dad gets, angry, he riles up a storm.
Yeah. It's just been a couple tough years.
No.
We'll get through it.
I didn't get your name. I'm sorry. I'm Kit, by the way.
My name is Susan.
Cat.
Susan Campbell.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Kit and cat.
Give me a second here.
No problem.
Just so many characters here. Yeah, so she's it's been a long couple years, but I think we moved on, and it's glad that you guys are doing this. But I still don't know why you guys are going out here.
Well, I mean, we found some rocks, and we just want to, and apparently it's part of some civilization or something. Sciencey stuff. But yeah, that guy, you guys get bothered by him a lot?
He's been coming up. He's been coming around more and more. I don't know why.
Ever get a good look at him, or call the police on him or something?
We've looked at it, but he's always just been there, and I don't know what he's doing.
Okay.
Where you guys are walking around, she will say, "Do you know who is that? Who is that over there?" And give me a second here. There's just so many. Just do a spot hidden on that and
All right.
where she is.
All right. Yeah, that's a pass.
She points over to this looks like an athlete over there, and say, do you know who that over there?
I kind of look and like I was a cheerleader, so I was at games a lot. So,
So you know him by name. It's Thomas McCoy.
okay, so yeah. Do I know like what sport he played or anything?
Football, probably.
Football. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I go like, oh yeah, that's Thomas McCoy. He played football at our university. I used to be a cheerleader, so I saw him quite a bit. Don't worry, I didn't date him or anything. Yeah, I didn't date him or anything. Don't worry. But yeah, why? You got a crush on him?
No, I don't have a crush on him. And she just all like blushes up in there.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, yes, he's full of muscle. All that. It's all right. Do you want me to introduce you to him?
If you can.
All right. Come on. I'll introduce you. So I kind of walk over to him.
Okay. Well, he's off by himself, but that's usually not that's not usual with him. But he's just there. He's just there to get the extra credits.
Oh, he's definitely a football player then.
Yeah. No. I imagine he's got that Biff voice. Ugh.
Yeah.
Butthead. But yeah, so I kind of go over and I'm like, oh, hi Thomas.
Hey Kit, how are you doing? How are you doing today?
Pretty good, okay. How's football been going?
It's been going good. But my grades have been slumping. And I'm afraid that's the reason why I'm here. I don't want to be here. I'd rather be hanging out with my jock friends. But Mr. Karras said that if I go here, I'll get extra credits and hopefully pass this class.
Nice. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Oh yeah, by the way, this is the daughter of the owner of the property, and what's her name again? I'm sorry, I didn't write it down. What's her name?
It is Susan.
Oh yeah, Susan. Yeah, so I'm like, oh yeah, this is Susan. She's his daughter. She's showing us around.
And he says there, well, hey there, that's pretty cool that you're doing this, and he obviously is, and then he's like smiling and he's kind of winking at her.
Yeah.
Wayne, is that you?
I go kind of, why don't, you've shown me around a bit. Why don't you show Thomas around, personally, you two can, you don't need me around. I can just go back to the group and, figure things out on my own. Thomas, why don't you go with, Susan here and, hang around?
Yeah, I'll gladly I'll gladly show you around there, Thomas.
Good job, Corey. I like that.
So what are the rest of you guys doing?
Well, I'm
enjoying your talks with yourself.
I just want to talk to Susan all night.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm just kind of like, geez. Anyways, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just walk around a bit. Actually, though, I actually do want to see, like, I'm like, I would actually like to walk over to where I saw the guy, actually.
Okay.
Young lady, where are you going?
I'm just going to, I'm just walking around, exploring.
Mr. Thomas, would you escort her?
Yes, I definitely will escort her.
Eye on these damn students.
Listen, Doctor, I'm just walking around trying to get a feel.
I know, but there's, the gentleman just explained to me that there's some riffraff out here, and I don't want you to get hurt, so I want to mail with you. If you're going to be walking past any wooded boundaries where we can't, where possibly can't see you. And Mr. Thomas was so kind enough, as being a nice, fine young man, to assist you.
Thank you, Professor.
Well, Alfonso, don't you want to come and see the area? Get some sketches. I mean, the more the merrier.
The block is on. The C block is on.
The third wheel rolls up.
Exactly.
So, Mr. Karras, after walking out around here, he said, "So you guys, you can spend the rest of the night just relaxing. Make sure you guys have a good night's sleep. I'm pretty sure everything should be set up here by now. If you guys want to, you can sit by the fire, but make sure you have a good night's sleep. I know me and Burlington and we're going back to our sleeping quarters about soon, but make sure that you guys have a good night's sleep. It'll be a big day tomorrow."
All right, sounds good. Let's go ahead and investigate where this guy was.
All right.
Could I ask? I wanted to ask. Was it Morris Campbell, the owner?
Yeah.
His son was the one who found the stones, right?
Yes.
And do we know how old his son is? Like, is he just a kid, or is he?
He is 19.
19.
Oh, same age as me.
Yep, a kid.
Did he find them just like laying on the ground, or were they like in a certain position, or?
Just give me a second here.
Okay.
He walks around. He's trying to find Steven, and he's like, "Steven, where are you? Where are you, Steven? Steven, where are you?" Just screaming where he is. Finally, Steven pops out behind the barnyard from the barn and says, "Yes, Father. What's up? I was busy." And then he said, "Come here for a second." He's just screaming at.
Yeah, that's code for masturbation.
I was busy.
So he says, "Okay, there's some people asking where you found the stones. Can you show them exactly where you found the stones? I don't have any. I have stuff to do." So he walks.
That's his code for his side to masturbate.
What kind of family farm did we walk into here?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're fishermen.
Yeah.
So Steven says, "Yeah, okay. I wasn't doing what you thought I was doing, by the way."
What do you think we were thinking that you were doing, by the way?
Hey pal.
Just that look. But if you guys want to, I'll show you guys where it is, where the stones are. So he walks up. He goes. It's by the rock. He goes up by the rocks, and he said, "Yeah, I just found they were kind of shimmering in the sun, and I thought I might as well look here." And I seen these 3 stones with the hieroglyphs on it.
Nice.
It's not really hieroglyphs.
Yeah, you never noticed them before? I mean...
Excuse me, young man, Steven.
Yes.
Did you say 3? Or did you say a different number?
I said 3.
So you only found 3. Interesting. Yes, carry on.
I was just to say, you never noticed these rocks before? I mean...
I don't usually come out on to the rock pit because there's nothing really to do. I just thought I would just check it out, and I seen these.
You were just busy out here.
Yeah, nice. Quick question. I noticed you guys have been bothered by some guy in the woods, right?
Yes.
Yeah. When did he start bothering you guys?
Well, he started appearing about 3 months ago, 2 months ago.
I see. And when did you find the rocks?
Oh, yeah, roughly about the time that this guy showed up.
Huh. Interesting.
Has he ever come really close to your property, actually approached you guys?
No. All we see is just a figure, and he I don't know what he's doing over there, but
all right. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Well, why
I
don't
thought
we,
that was code.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. And all right. Thanks.
why don't we go over here and take a look at where we saw? Well, we both actually saw them, but
Yeah, where I got the good look at him.
Yeah. Let's get a look at the area around there.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
Mr. Thompson and Kit go over there, I'm going to grab Al for a second, and I'm going to say, hey, Al, do you still have that sketchbook with those 4 stones? I mean, those stones?
Mm-hmm.
And Corey, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Stephen point out if he can recall between the 4 different pictures which stones they were.
okay. He points to 3. It says, I have never actually seen that one. That's weird. Maybe you should go talk to Mr. Karras. Or I have never seen that one before.
Okay.
Honestly, I have only seen 3 stones.
Okay. I instruct Al to put a small check mark or remember in the order because he drew them and everything. And I'm going to grab Al, and let's go talk to Mr. Karras while those other 2 are checking out Bear Scat.
He said, "Yes. What is it, Miss Samuel? What's up?"
We have where did you find all 4 stones again in the rock pile there?
Yeah, the rock pile. He showed me where he found the 3 original stones, and then I said I'm just gonna look around here, and I found the other one.
Oh, so you found the 4th one. Oh, that's great. Was it in the same area?
Yeah, it was in the same area. It took me a while.
Did
I
it shimmer?
found the 4th. I found another one. It's like,
Did it shimmer or anything?
sorry, what?
Did it shimmer?
No, it didn't. All I seen was it was under some other rocks, but
Oh, okay. All right.
yes.
I thank Al for his time too, for helping an old man on a lead.
Okay. It's getting. You guys are just hanging around. It's getting darker.
Hold on, before we move forward, did we find anything in that area?
Oh yeah. So I will get you guys to do a spot hidden, please.
Yeah. I don't know. Do I get any bonuses because of my O2 that time?
Yes. Add 10 on it.
Cool. 20. Awesome.
I didn't even get it, no, but you got it, so that's good enough.
If you stopped looking at my butt, you could probably see more.
I'm like, I'm out in the field right now. I'm not worried about getting some tail. Not right now, anyway. But what did you spot it though? It seems
Okay.
like you come across something.
So you were looking around where he did it, where you've actually seen the figure. You walk in where the start of the entrance of the woods. You notice something on the ground, but let's see here. Give me a second. But Edward starts walking into the woods a little bit too far. But you, Mrs. Kit, says stop, and Edward's like, turns out that there was that almost 2 seconds. If you would have continued that way, you actually see a big, gigantic trap on the ground.
Like a bear trap or a pit trap?
It looks like a bear trap.
I'm like,
Oh
Jesus
my
Christ.
goodness.
Yeah. Geez, what the hell is the bear trap doing there? Didn't they set it up?
Maybe. Thank you for that save. I mean, you know, you
No.
got good eyes.
No
Got
problem.
nice, beautiful green Beautiful eyes. Thank you.
Yeah. Just watch where you're stepping, preferably on the ground in case more traps instead of, my rear. Anyways, so I'm kind of looking up. Do I see any footprints from that guy?
Do a track roll.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Come on. I've been getting good dice rolls. Give me another one. No, don't pass.
You don't see anything. If you want to do a track roll, you can do that too.
Yeah.
I'll need a really good roll. And no. Nope.
Okay.
Now.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
I'd like to see how the trap works. Any
Hold
volunteers?
on. Let me ask you this. What's the condition of the ground? Is it soft and moist? Is it kind of hard pan?
It hasn't rained in a couple of days, so the ground is fairly hard.
Okay. All right.
All right. I don't know. Should we wander around? There might be more traps.
Well, I look up at the sky, and it is starting to get a little dark. I was like, let's head back because it's going to get dark, and we won't be able to see traps if we continue to walk like this, and we might get hurt. So let's head back to camp.
All right.
Okay. So you guys you see that there's a big fire. Mr. Karras says, okay, I'm heading in for the night. I would gladly like for you guys to head in, but I'm not. I can't tell you what to do. So do it. You can stay up as long as you want, or you can go to bed. I really don't care.
We still get extra credit either way, right?
Yes.
Duly noted. So we're all sitting around the campfire, right?
Yes.
I say, we could probably skip, but I'll say that we'll probably, or at least I'll start off by telling some sort of ghost story or some weird story that happened in Innsmouth one time. One of those stories like, this one time in Innsmouth, such and such happened.
Yeah, no, nice and scary. I kind of remind. I did hear something creepy. That my friend Sissy, apparently one of their neighbors was collecting body parts in their damn basement.
Where's this at?
Yeah, no, it's right in Arkham. She's dating this guy named Sebastian. He's really into pulp magazine, like I said. But so he and his neighbors were investigating this guy. What's his name? Borbit or Storbit or no, it's
Oh, you're talking. Hold on, you're talking about that.
Hobbit. Yes.
You're talking about that Corbett case. The guy that's in Arkham Asylum now.
Yeah, that guy. He.
I heard it was a nasty bit. About dead baby parts or something. If I remember the article.
Yeah, no, they found didn't they find that girl and that weird dog thing? I think they're in I thought they're in the university. I thought I passed by the section where they were keeping them at one point. Weird. But yeah, see? Jeez. I don't know.
Okay, so you guys are listening. You actually hear some ukulele sounds. As one guy, you know him by David Burke. He's just playing the ukulele, but you notice that he's not playing that good. He's just trying to impress some of the girls that are also at the dig too.
Yeah. Oh, kind of like Kit.
Yeah. I go, oh brother.
So some people are chuckling and they're ha.
Yeah.
But it's just
try blah 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 sheep first.
So it goes on. People are just hanging out. But it turns out some people want to tell ghost stories, and some people are let's just not worry about ghost stories or anything like that.
Let's look Hegger.
Some people actually do. Some students say, "Here, have a cigar." Or, I grab these cigars, or have some bootlegged gin. It's
all right. It is the 1920s.
You're talking about bootleg gin? Oh
my goodness! Oh my goodness! I'm gonna have to confiscate some of that.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Of course. And after I confiscate just a couple of them, I don't take all of them. I go to my tent and drink, and I go to sleep.
after a while, I'll, with the partying and not partying, but like people playing the music and drinking and everything like that, I'll have a few drinks and then I'll head off to bed as well.
Is anybody staying up a little bit later? Because this one guy he seems like he's really into it. He's telling us ghost story.
Yeah, sure. I'll stay. I'm kind of staying. Kind of enjoying myself. Not necessarily like party smoking or anything, but still, kind of just enjoying the campfire.
Well, he's telling the story of like this one guy who could not murder like 5 people, and it's just an absolutely gross thing about how the guy mutilated the corpse and threw them on the ground, made a fire pit and burned the bodies. But do a listen roll, please. Everybody that's still there.
Sure. Yep, pass.
You hear footprints and tingling like sounds of like on the woods, like footprints getting closer and closer.
I kind of just like walk over to where I think I hear it.
There's nothing there.
I'm like, hello, is anyone there?
Yes, be your average typical white girl, and then walk out in the middle of the woods. Anybody there?
Just give me a second here.
Hey, this is how those stories start. How they began.
Yes.
It began back in the 20s.
Yes.
Well, he's after having a couple of drinks, you can actually see this one guy. It's one of the students. He was actually going to try to play a prank on you guys by trying to jump out at you guys with try and freak you guys out. But he's, of course, a little bit too intoxicated with the gin and the cigars that he made too much of a noise, and Miss Kit that happened to find him. He's like going,
go to bed. You're drunk. Just go to bed.
It's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Try again when you're sober.
Wow. So the night just ends up uneventfully for the rest of the night. People start going to bed later on, and
yeah, I assume we unpacked early on, right?
Yeah.
All right. So again, I'm sure the guys have one tent, so I'm just kind of like probably in like the closest girls' tent to them, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so it's the morning. Like Mr. Kara said, it is early morning. It's about 6 in the morning. As soon as the first sunrise came up, he's like, "Okay, guys!" Like he's like banging like pots and pans and like just like, "Get up, guys! Get up! Get up! I told you it's gonna be an early morning." He's all excited. Like some people. Some students, of course, have a hangover. They're like, why did we drink last night? Kind of, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll to see if I have an army bugle?
Yes, are we doing MASH? Do we have the announcer saying, today, whoever took off the L from the sign, it's not funny.
Yeah, there you go. Corey, can I have a bugle?
Yes. Whoever put up the sign that says fully loaded on the back of Miss Granger, please stop.
So all the professors are there. Miss Joseph Burlington, Amanda Nelson, and Karis are there. What they are going to do is what Mr. Carrington or Karis is going to do is he is going to be going to where he found those rocks, and he's actually going to do an official dig around the area where the rocks are.
Okay.
Mr. Burlington says we're gonna. He takes all his students, which are all eager, and he says we're if you guys want to join, he goes we're gonna go check out the local area, see if we can actually find these Native Americans, the Womaks.
Yeah, totally. Could we go looking into the woods a bit? You know.
That's what Miss.
Botanist.
That's what the botanist Amanda Nelson's group is going to be doing. Is they are going to be going into the woods a little bit farther away because they go farther away and more into the woods to.
Toward where the guy was, or not?
No, this is a little bit farther north.
Tempting. Well. Corey, you got 15 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
Yeah, I know. So let's see here. You know what? I think I'll go with the fauna girl. You know, with the rest of the gals doing the fauna.
Okay. What else are you guys? What are you gonna do there?
You know, some girl on girl action.
Al and.
If we ever get a girl in this group, she's gonna slap all of you. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Edward and Samuel, where are you guys going to go?
I think I'll probably stay at the dig site. I will help set up with strings a grid pattern and help the students start a search.
Okay.
In the grid pattern, so that we know that we've covered certain areas.
What are you doing, Edward?
I'm basically following the professor's lead, basically. So I'm gonna, I'm out here to dig, and I'm out here to sort of make a name for myself if I can find something. So I'm following your lead, and we're gonna cover some ground and actually start getting to work.
And what are you doing there, Al?
I think I've probably been in the woods before and drawn some of the plants and flowers, so I'm anxious to see what's found at the dig site, so I'd probably go there first.
Okay. So, you guys go do that. You guys go to the dig site. You know is that Mr. Karras hands everybody a shovel and just start saying, just go dig around here, we'll find it, we'll get away from the rock pile, we'll start digging, trying underneath the rock pile, see if there's anything underneath it. Would anybody like to... So, who has the best luck roll, by the way?
I have a 60.
I do not get these hands soiled.
Oh.
I will supervise.
So, whoever has the highest luck roll, why don't you roll your luck?
I got a 22, so yeah, I made it.
Nice.
Made it by half. Look at that.
Yeah, and you know why? Because the girl wasn't around.
See, there you go.
So,
like I said, we get a girl in this room.
Actually, it takes you literally like forever, but you finally get underneath this big rock pile, and you actually find it looks to be like a piece of clay bowl with a mosaic painted on it, and also I also find a bit of bronze that could have been used for a blade. Karras is actually really happy that you guys found some of these. Well, Samuel, you're happy too that you found some of these ancient
artifacts.
For the record, I would like to give credit for finding this.
Oh yeah, sure.
And then I call over Al and I say, hey, if you want to do a little picture or drawing of this, go right ahead.
Absolutely.
Is there anything notable on the blade though? Like you said that there was like some sort of pictorial type of thing in the clay bowl. What do I see with that?
Okay, I just couldn't understand you. What did you say?
Oh, I'm sorry. You said that there was like some sort of painting on the clay bowl.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, what type of painting? What does it look like?
you can't really make it out clear. You can't make it out because it's basically half of the bowl, so you can't make it fully out. But it looks like the really elegant designs that maybe the Walmax used back in before they moved to a different part of the area.
Okay. Okay.
But
I can tell this is all. Can I tell if this is actually authentic, or has it actually been buried here like recently?
well,
Can I do like an archaeology roll to see?
yeah, make an archaeology roll.
Alright. And I got a 29, so I passed that as well.
Okay. Yes, it is authentic. But the thing is, when you're moving the clay the pots, you notice that there's more symbols on that, more symbols on like the glyphs that you see in the 4 original that they have. You find 3 more.
Interesting. Do they look the same as the?
They look the same, but they have different symbols.
I mean, what I was asking is, do they look the same as the writing on the stones that we?
Yes.
Did correct. Okay.
But Mr. Karras, he's like hovering around, and as soon as you find these, he's like, awesome. And he immediately grabs them, and it's like, we have to do some research to these right now. He runs to his.
Careful with this. This is old and this is made out of clay.
Of course, he's being.
Also, I tend to warn him before he runs off. Be careful where you step around here. Yesterday, Kit and I were out in the woods a little bit, and we found some bear traps, or at least one bear trap. So we don't know how many are around. So watch your step, watch your footing around here, and be careful with that.
Okay. Yeah, he said, okay, I'll definitely do that. But make a everybody at the dig site, make a spot hidden, and I'll make a spot hidden roll.
I missed that one.
I totally missed it. I rolled a 00.
You saw it.
Okay. You noticed that.
I've got my head in my sketchbook.
Did anybody pass? Did any pass the spot hidden?
No.
I did by 2 points.
Okay. So what happens is you notice that one of the trucks are missing, and you notice that why would one of the trucks be missing? It seems weird that the trucks have been missing when you should everybody should be in the same area.
But didn't they say that they were going to look for the Womax?
But
Walking?
But they should be walking, but one of the vehicles is missing, and you're right by the river, so.
God damn it! Someone's been playing Grand Theft Auto and Call of Cthulhu.
Huh. Somebody split the party, damn it. Okay, I'll make a mental note of it, and I will ask Mr. Karras who has the keys to the truck. And I make an excuse that I'm looking for a particular truck to Mr. Karras because I left one of my bags in there.
Okay. Well, he's busy right now. He said, "Come back in a couple of hours. After I'm done analyzing this, I'll tell you after."
You know where the truck is?
Can you say I'm busy right now?
Okay, all right, Professor.
I'll tell. But if you want to, you can go through my notes and you can find out who did it. But I'm just busy right now with all this stuff.
Fine. I will be quiet and look for his notebook and try to figure out why he's obsessed with this gigantic find. I can see he's excited, but he didn't have time for me, so I'm a little perturbed. I look for his notebook and see if there's a logbook where somebody maybe said, I owe you one truck.
Yeah.
Well, look, I see the exchange that happened between you two, and I'll walk with you, and as we're walking, I'll explain. I mean, I understand that you're more of a into the medical field, more of like a medical professor or doctor, and the thing here is with archaeology, when we find something like this, it's exciting. Imagine if you found something that could prevent or cure certain bacterial diseases or something like that.
Well, that's more important. I mean,
in your field, that's an awesome find, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, in the field of archaeology, we have the same sort of passion for what we do. So, I mean, I don't think he's trying to be rude. I think it's just that he sees this artifact and it's just something that excites him. It's like
yes.
It's his magnum opus.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll do one more thing, and then I'm going to
leave us on a cliffhanger.
All right.
Kind of in a way. Everybody that's near the dig site, you need to make a listen roll.
Oh man, I'm not too good with this.
I don't mind.
Oh,
nope.
Sweet! 04. I love it.
There you go.
Okay,
finally.
This is what you hear. It's kind of faint, but you hear a young girl's scream like, "Ah! Ah!"
Could you repeat that?
That's not fake.
Okay, that's what I thought I heard.
Yes, I can imagine just the doctor practically like, what was that again? It's like, I didn't hear it again. It's like, oh, got it.
Exactly. Investigate that noise.
And you notice that it's coming towards the woods, and that's all you notice.
But, you mean we gotta wait till next week?
But
yes.
Kid was out in the woods.
Were you out in the woods?
Dun.
Oh, wait a minute. Kid is out in the woods. I need to go to her rescue.
After next week, you'll find out what that mysterious...
I want to know now. I want to know now before the same bat time and the same bat channel, baby.
Yes. Don't we all?
Yes.
But sadly, that shall not be the case. Well, anyways, I would like to thank
Patrick.
Yep, I'm gonna wrap it up. So, I would like to thank all of us, for our participation, and thanks for all our viewers for watching. We hope you enjoy our game session. Again, we do hope that Tom will be able to resolve his mic issue by next game session. Hopefully that'll be good. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you like our show, please give us a thumbs up. Please tune in next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the next episode of The Dig. Until next time, always remember, if there is no light left to guide your path, your only choice is to venture out into darkness.
Or spin like a girl like Corey does.
Yes. Yes. So, good night and good gaming. Thank you.